Welcome to Why Voices. To all my young adults, it's just good to be in the lab one more time. I'm just having a good time. Yeah, I got something real good for you guys today. Now that the war is going on, the world is going to be in need of energy. And I got a stock for you guys that I really think is going to be good. It's none other than uh, a company Bloom Energy. Yeah, you guys really need to put this one in your portfolio because this company right here is really on the setting edge of creating a different type of energy. Bloom Energy, ticker BE. If you if you ever wonder what the world would run on when things get shaky, when wars break out, when traditional energy sources get disrupted, this particular company is one that you guys really need to understand. Yeah, when power grids go out, when bombs start falling, this company here, BE, is one that you guys need in your portfolio. Bloom Energy. They build solid oxide fuel cells. I want you guys to think of them like, I want you guys to think when I say oxidized fuel cells, I want you guys to think of them like futuristic power boxes that generate clean, reliable energy. It, they create these boxes that create they generate clean, reliable electricity right on the site. Yeah, you don't need no grid for what they do. Okay, you don't need no power line for what they do. No waiting for someone else to fix the problem. They create boxes, power boxes that can power hospitals, data centers, factories, and even entire campuses. That's what this company BE does. Yeah, this is one that you guys need to put in your portfolio. Now, this is not financial advice, but uh, I just tell y'all some of the things that I be thinking about, some of the things that I be working on my own. So some of you guys might ask, well, what does Bloom Energy actually do? I'm glad you asked that question. Bloom Energy, they create energy servers, modular fuel cell systems that generate electricity using natural gas, biogas, and hydrogen. They create clean ways to power infrastructure. Clean, always on power, even when the grid fail, even when uh, electricity get knocked out in your neighborhood. They create the boxes that they can set up that could power your neighborhood. Uh, Low carbon solutions, helping companies hit sustainable goals. Okay, future hydrogen infrastructures is what this company does. They're making the future hydrogen infrastructures right now. And guess what? That's going to be a huge market in the future. Yeah, this is not just uh, green energy, okay? This is resilient energy, okay? And during times of war or global tension, resilient becomes priceless. Yeah, you need these type of companies during war. So I want you guys to be thinking about ticker symbol BE. Do the research on it. Like I'm doing the research on it. It said why investing in energy during war makes sense. When the world get unstable, like the world is right now, energy prices spike. Countries fight over resources. Companies and governments look for safer, more reliable power sources. And that's where BE steps in. Clean energy becomes not just nice to have, but it becomes a national security. Yeah, think about it. If all our power plants were to get bombed over here in America, this is the type of company, yeah, that's going to be the future. And we're already working on it. So I went a little further for you guys, and I went on and dug into. You guys know I like to always look into the balance sheet when I bring you guys something. And in 2024, this company was 2.66 billion. Okay, it had liabilities in 2024 of 2.07 billion. Their total equity in 2024 was 585 million, which is working capital. Okay, 1.40 billion. This means that BE or Blooming Energy has room, and they have capital to grow. That's why I'm sharing these numbers with you guys. So it's a younger company, but it's a growing company. With those numbers right there. It says how much, and I looked in even further. How much debt does Bloom Energy have? Well, according to the latest filings, their total debt in 2024 was 1.53 billion. Their net debt was 325.9 million. This is important because Bloom Energy does carry debt, but that's normal for a fast-growing energy technology company building. This is normal, for a fast-growing company they're building large-scale infrastructure right now. I think that's something that Joe Biden was working on before we ended up in the situation that we in. But they're building it, and they're still building uh, large scale infrastructure. And why does matter? Their assets exceed their liabilities. They have strong working capital, and they're investing in future energy systems that the world will need. I like the idea of these boxes that they making up, and when the lights go out, hey, you just flip a button and hey, everything's back rolling. So why Bloom Energy could be a smart investment for you young adults? Well, one, the world is shifting. Yeah, the world is shifting to what? Clean energy. Secure energy. Bloom is positioned to be at the forefront of all of that. Okay? And I like this company because their technology that they're building solves real problems. You know, there's going to always be wars. There's going to be always be power shortages. There are always going to be infrastructure problems, you know, until the world really connects to each other and we start living as people in the world instead of fighting each other all the time. Okay. So I like BE because they're solving real world problems. They're building for uh, the hydrogen future. Many people don't talk about hydrogen, but hydrogen is it's expected to be a multi-trillion-dollar market. Yeah, yeah, they just now beginning to tap into hydrogen, but it's expected to be $1 trillion market. And guess who's gonna be on the leading edge of that? B. Yeah. Uh, the stock is volatile, which means opportunity. It means that whenever you guys see this company dip, you need to buy it on the dip, okay? Buy it on the dip. And my final message to you guys is uh, to the young adults, I want y'all to know this is y'all era, okay? You know, the older generation is going away. You guys are going to be the ones that uh, take these type of companies into the future, okay? You don't need to be perfect. All you need to do right now is be early and get you some BE, Blooming Energy, which is a great company. And as you guys know, one thing I always do once I bring y'all a report or I start teaching you guys about a particular company, I always like to go to the charts. And we're going to go to the charts real quick. And we're going to look at BE for a minute. We're going to always go back to 1 year ago. And if you go back 1 year ago, guys, you'll see that BE was up there at 180.30. That was during the Biden Harris administration, okay? Year to date, you still see a high of, I believe, 180. I think that is a high 180. But you guys can see where we are right now. It went down. I mean, you're right now we're sitting at 153. It has dropped a little bit, 153, 68, which is really a good way there. But I think it's gonna since we're in war, it may even spike and then it might even dip down some more. Depends on what infrastructure get bombed, okay? At this time because you know war is kind of tricky, but this is a good company because it is all about the future. If you look back a year ago, we really could have caught this down here a year ago at $88.86. That's when it was really, really low. We're going to go back just 6 months ago. We still see the high of 180. Oh, it was even a little lower than that. You know, it went that at one time it was at $61.37. And the trajectory of what I like about the trajectory of the company, it just keeps going. It took some dips and some valleys like they all do. Of course, you know, a lot's been going on here in the last 6 months, and you can know why we having all these dips. I'm not going to even say, but you know why we having all these dips. But it is holding its ground because when you go back just 3 months ago, you still see the high, but you kind of saw it. It went up from the 60s into the 75s. Okay, that's just 3 months. You could have got it at that dip right there. Okay, and it still projected back up, and we still are up from 3 months ago. Okay, which means that's great. We're still up from 3 months ago. Then a month ago, uh, 1 month ago, we saw that fall right there. We saw that fall right there all the way down from 153 it dropped all the way down to 123.84, 123.84 5 days ago. You're looking at a high of 165.41. Uh, and then we've been at war for about 14 days now, and you guys can see where we ended up just last Friday. How it dropped all the way down to 149.27. It tried to rally. Let's see. It tried to open up. Let's open it up a little bit. Yeah, let's open up. It ran from 149.27. It ran all the way up to 157.20. And then I think it closed. It closed at what is that? 153. 153.87, guys. It closed at 153.87, and it's been running sideways. It ran sideways on the week. It's after hours right now. This is Monday. This is today, and right now after hours it's running sideways. So I really think that I think you might see another good dip. A good dip is going to probably be this time around 85 to $90 a share. You guys see this at $80 a night. Write it down. Right. BE, y'all see it at 80, anywhere from $90 to $100 a share. But it might go the other way because we are in war and we don't know how many of them boxes that they got ready uh, to put in position if needed. But BE is a company. It's an energy company, guys, that I think is gonna solve some problems in the world, especially in rural areas, places where there's no infrastructure. Well, that's where BE is gonna step in and be big in the future. So, like I always tell you guys, this is a great company. I do have this one in my portfolio. I'm waiting for another dip to get some more. I'm averaging costs down a little bit. I think I'm about even right now on this company. If it dips down, I'm gonna buy me some more of it and just keep averaging costs down. This is one that you can average costs down into the next year or so. And then once we get past all what we got to get past, I think we're gonna make us some good money on this one here. If you like this type of information, subscribe, you guys. Hit the like button, and then share it out to your friends. You know, we all about building young adults and teaching you guys how to invest in the market. And if you have not started investing, go ahead and download a Webull app on your phone, a Robinhood app, or Fidelity app, or a Stash app, Charles Schwab, whatever, and go ahead and get started. Wealth is built when other people are fearful in the market, which they are right now. We're just going to go over here and look at. We're going to look at the market settlement right here. Go ahead and click that on for you guys so y'all can see that right there. Look at that. Market settlement, you guys. Yeah, they're afraid out there. They're in fear mode right now. See that? They're in fear mode. And what we learned from the great Warren Buffett is when other people are fearful, this is when you guys can make a lot of money. This is when you buy low. This is the time to buy low. Start putting it in your portfolio. And when the market swing back around like it always does, because the market goes down and it goes back up, they're gonna be greedy come here next year. And this is where we're gonna make a lot of money. And the market's going to turn back around and go to the moon again. Okay, so I want y'all to keep that in mind, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, love every one of you guys.